Hello?
Hey Stars, how are you doing, brother? I'm really excited for our podcast today.
Very excited. Let's get it going.
Hey, listen, I'm just 5 minutes away. How far are you?
I'm just around the corner too, bro.
Cool. All right, I'll see you soon.
All right, brother. I'll see you soon.
Hi, can I get started for you?
Hi, can I get one cappuccino and almond milk, please?
On today's top stories, we have the best podcast.
Hold on, bro.
What up, donuts? Have you ever thought of getting into a business that requires low investment, less manpower requirement, and makes a lot of profit? And you know what is crazy? Even AI cannot replace it. And today's pod is all about that. I am with Stas and he owns one of the biggest car wrapping business in North America. And it is a $50 million business. That also not by selling cars, but wrapping cars. So today I'm going to ask Stas that how did he become so successful and how can you get into car wrapping business and make more money? By the way, today's podcast is going to be a bit unique because we are leveling up a production game and I hope you guys like it. Let's go. So tell me, Mr. Wraptors, what is your background? Where did you come from?
Background, I came originally from Russia, a city called Ekaterinburg. It's in the Siberia, kind of cold area. It's the third biggest city in Russia. So, big city. I grew up in a humble environment. My father was a general in the army. My mother was, a beautiful young soul, and she was studying in the university, and life was beautiful. Life was beautiful, and then things happen obviously in life, and then we end up moving. My mom and I moved to Canada, and then the new chapter started here.
And what age were you when you moved here?
I was 10 years old.
10 years old.
Yeah.
And you were telling me like back in the day when you literally started doing business at the age of 9 or 10?
Yes, you were like
how did that happen?
Again, naturally, I think I grabbed the business attitude and the entrepreneur persona from my mother. Early ages where some people probably won't know watching this podcast, but you would know the Kinder Surprise, the little eggs.
Yeah.
They came with toys, and back home, they were collectibles. So I would. My mom would buy them, I would collect them, and then I would take a bus at 9, 10 years old and go over to, downtown of my city and sell them. So I would put like a little carpet or a board, and I would sell and trade. It was just the craziest thing, right? And it kind of started there where I enjoyed selling. I enjoyed making my own money. I enjoyed being in control of my own destiny, right, at a very early age. And then my mom made me a business card, and I remember she put my name on it, and that's it. That's when everything changed. I was like, okay, This is it. This is where I want to be.
You had your own business card at the age of 9.
9 or 10, yeah. So it was beautiful, yeah. So it kind of paved the way for me to become where I am now, because I had a vision where I wanted to be free of telling anyone where I need to be. I wanted to travel. I wanted to enjoy and work on my own time and decide how much I want to make, right? So
you got into wrapping business, let's say 8 years ago or something?
Yeah, so Wraptors is about 9 years old now. I got into this business 9 years, and it just by default I saw an opportunity and I just grabbed it. But this is not where this journey started.
Yeah.
It started long time ago with different type of businesses that went up and down. I failed plenty times, stumbled across a lot of things, and kind of this was my success.
How many businesses did you do before starting Wraptors?
This is my I would say 26th company. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So
26th business.
yes, yeah. So a lot of them obviously didn't make it. Some of them did. Some of them I still have my hands in. So it was a journey. So every business was like a chapter in the book. Some people go to school, some people go to universities,
Yeah.
and they read different books and study. Okay, this chapter we're going to learn about law. So one business would teach me about law. I would get lawsuits and customer complaints and different things that I would have to go through, and that would be my knowledge. Right. Then another business would teach me about marketing. Other business would teach me about leaderships. So every business was a chapter in a new book that I had to, God put me in a way where I had to learn something from each chapter.
26
Yeah.
businesses. I can't even think
Yeah.
about it. Like, how old were you when you started the first business? Like 15 years or something? I
Yeah,
guess?
yeah, about that. Yeah, 15, 16 years old. Yeah. So I had a fashion line. That was one of my biggest ones that I had when I sold it to some guys. They're Africans in France. I had a windows and door business, tanning salons, asphalt businesses, detailing companies, restaurants, lounges,
Wow.
shisha lounges, all type of stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so a lot of cool, exciting things. But a lot of times because I'm a multipreneur, I get involved and I get bored. Right, so that's why there's so many of them, because I would get into it, I would see a potential, spice it up, and sell it, flip it, fail, right, win. So a lot of times it was just like a trial and tribulations.
Yeah.
I never kept the business more than a year.
Yeah.
Right, I would come into an existing company, or I would establish a company from ground zero, build it up, and then sell it, pass it on to somebody else.
Right.
Right. So-
And did you know anything about cars before getting into wrapping business?
No, I didn't know anything about business. Right? I just knew how to do, ethical business. I knew how to conduct myself correctly. I knew how to sell. I knew how to market, and that kind of, I would say that's like your bread and butter entering the company,
Yeah.
right?
And how much did you invest into starting this business?
This business, particular Wraptors, I think my wife invested like $5,000, and I had like $7,000. So it wasn't much.
wow.
It wasn't much. It was a lot of favors, a lot of trial and tribulations, and a lot of things along the way that we had to learn.
Yeah. So when you spend, let's say, around $12,000, something
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
Where did you spend most of the money on?
A lot of it would be marketing, and a lot of it would have to be construction, making
Right.
aesthetics of it clean.
Right. And how much money did you make in the first year of your business?
First year in Wraptors, I think we cleared like 148,000.
Okay. And how much are you making now?
We make a lot of money. I mean, here we are at 14, 15 locations deep. We're in the performance business. We're in the body shop business. We're in obviously wraps business. Each location generates anywhere from, $1.5 to $5 million. Right, so if you calculate that, it's good margins.
That was my next question. I believe there must be very good margins in this kind of a business.
There was. I mean, obviously things change, right? The tariffs affect the business. The economy affects the business. So you have to pivot. You have to understand the culture, and you have to understand how to adjust to it.
Yeah.
Before, the margins were crazy. It was 500%. Now we're at 200% profits. Yeah, so it's huge.
Wow.
Yeah, so you would see weeks where you're making 50,000 net, right? Where else are you going to see that?
Yeah.
Unless you're selling drugs.
That's crazy, man.
Yes.
So, like, when you started this business, you were making $150,000 a year. How do you feel now when you have just
Millions.
grown multi-million-dollar business?
It's an amazing thing, but you know how big you said, more money, more problems, right? So the bigger you get, the more issues start happening where, we grew very fast, very quickly, where the structure wasn't there. I was learning as I was going, especially like we talked about earlier, where I don't know anything about wraps, right? I don't know how to wrap a car. I don't know much about vehicles as well. And so, it was trial and tribulations. And, the more money you start making, you start seeing people come out of the woods looking for it. Hi, you owe me here. Here's a lawsuit. Here's the government. Here's the you got to pay taxes here.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot here. Let's put a hold on your account. So it was a very challenging last 2 years in terms of that, because I had to learn a lot of these things, because in the beginning, first 3, 4, 5 years was a growth, was exciting, right? You get to learn new things, you get to connect with a lot of people, but when you get to a certain tax bracket, the government looks at your Instagram.
Yeah.
And when you say, sorry, sir, or ma'am, I can't pay that. Oh, yeah, but I see you in Miami on a yacht. You sure you can't pay that? Let me put a freeze on your account, right? So, you learn, oh, shit, this is real. Yeah. You got to play by the book. But you also need to be creative playing by the book. You also be knowledgeable playing by the book. So in business, there's a lot of tax freebies where you can, write a lot of things. So you have to have a strong accountant, a strong lawyer, right? A strong banker to put you in a different position, right? An old Jewish guy told me one day when I was coming up, he said, every year spend a couple $1,000, go to your local bank, give a gift, a nice big gift to your banker, a dentist or a doctor, right? A lawyer and an accountant. Make sure you take care of those people, right? And remind them that you're there and you're not going to cheap out on the gifts because these guys are going to make your success, right? Just recently that kind of kicked in. I said, shit, I forgot about that theory I learned.
That's a very good advice.
Very, very important.
Yeah. So I believe that you might have also wrapped cars for a lot of celebrities.
We have.
Can you name a few?
We're known. Listen, with the celebrities, I'll name you some celebrities, but with the celebrities comes a lot of egos, right? And a lot of power, right? For the public, it looks amazing. Oh my God, they just wrapped Justin Bieber's car, right? But to us, we know what we have to go through to wrap that car is one thing, but the freebies that we have to give, the egos that we have to go through, and the barriers of individuals that feel that they're entitled to, right? When you wrap a basketball player's car or you wrap a celebrity's car, what happens? Their agents is in the way, or their team members. Like, Drake has obviously a squad of individuals, right? So before you get to him, you got to deal with his people. And they, most of the time, either ruin it for you or they'll put barriers. Oh, you want to wrap Drake's car? Yeah, no problem. We'll need $5,000, a free wrap. We'll need this, we'll need that. Oh, you want a picture too? Oh, yeah, it's going to cost you, right? So everything has a price ticket. Okay. So we learned that formula, and we understood that this is not, I'd rather wrap a regular guy's car that has a Tesla or a Mercedes, and I can build a more relationship with him, right? And I can go further because the real estate mogul or a Bitcoin millionaire can open up a lot more doors for me. Yeah. But, to answer your question, we wrapped Justin Bieber's... What happened?
Has it happened before?
No.
Bro, what just happened?
Right, in life, that's what happens, man. You gotta pivot. You gotta find another way.
Lights out. This has never happened on my podcast.
That's good. That's amazing. This wasn't fabricated. The whole block is out. So, this is life.
This is life. This is in business, like going up and down.
That's it.
This is exactly what happens.
You adjust to it. Right, because a lot of people would have just canceled. So you know what? We'll do it next time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Amazing, brother. So we were talking about celebrities. Could you give me any interesting story? You don't have to name that celebrity, but anything that happened that you were like, oh, this was pretty strange.
I'll be honest with you. With every high-profile client, something came with another story. It's almost like the lights are out. We had a situation with a client. We said goodbyes. We said, gave each other hugs. Unfortunately, they didn't allow us to take pictures. And a couple of minutes later, the client's agent called me and said he wants to speak to you. I said, okay. So I got on the phone, and we are talking. And he's like, bro, something's wrong. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, oh man, I don't know. And I like there's a vibration in my car. We didn't do anything with the car. We just tinted the windows and wrapped the car. It was a expensive car. Okay. And I hear he's like, all I hear is oh shit! And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And then the phone hung up. So my instinct was like, what the fuck just happened? good. Thank God we didn't do anything to the wheels, to any other like structure of the car. So it wasn't, our fault. It just so happened, the client got on the highway, and then the wheel flew off.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
and I remember, the agent called me. He's like, "Listen, did you guys do something with the wheels? Did you guys do something with the car?" I was like, no, we didn't touch anything. And he's like, "I will destroy you guys. I will finish you guys off." This is because obviously, to agents, this is their money,
Yeah.
right? This is their investment,
Yeah.
right? But we came to, we went to the scene. Nothing major happened. The tire flew off, the rim flew off, and we helped the client put it back on. Previously, a couple hours before, he had the wheels changed, and it just so happened he left our facility, so it was looked like we had something to do with it.
Right.
We fixed it up, and then to this day we communicate with friends. With every celebrity, there was some kind of incident that happened, and again, because they come with that energy. Right, they come with that energy. They just want everything for free. They want everything done the way they want it done, and my energy and their energy always collapses.
Collapse.
Right.
It's alpha energy kind of.
Yeah, like even like at times where I have a customer come in, and I've learned this in business, where a customer comes in and if he is very particular, is very anxious, and he feels uneasy, I don't want that to go in the back of the shop, because it will things will always go wrong. It's very strange to say, but that's just the way it works. And things will start not going smooth. But if a customer comes in that's very easy going, says, "Stas, I trust you guys. Do whatever you got to do." It just flows, right? It's like in life, right?
Yeah.
When you chase money, you chase opportunities, you chase something to happen, it never happens. It always goes wrong. So same idea here. When you trust the best results will come.
So when a celebrity client, let's say they say that I want this for free, what do you say?
Nowadays we don't even conduct that. I don't want to do it. I don't want to. We find a mutual agreement.
Okay.
We find a mutual thing that we can both benefit off. But now we don't do none of that for you. We're way beyond that in a category where we have our own lane.
Yeah.
We don't need the hype. We don't need the clout. So we're okay.
Yeah. But what if like somebody who's just starting out and wanted to start in the wrapping business, would they get this kind of an opportunity? What should they do?
Somebody opening a wrap shop or a tin shop, you got a network. 100%. That's like in anything in life. Again, the business is very similar to that, where the more people the more money is going to come. Right, the network decides your net worth. You got to go out there. You got to do cross marketing. You got to do podcasts. But you got to bring value. Right, so a lot of people don't understand that. They think everything. Oh, they'll come. I'll give them this, but there's got to be something in return. You got to give and take.
Yeah. Now let's talk a little bit about the products that you have.
Yeah.
So basically, all I knew earlier was that you just do wrapping. But now, since we have spoken a lot about it, you have a wrapping business, you have a t-shirt business, you have a washing liquid.
Yeah, so
call that?
we have we have a merchandise category for Wraptors, and it drops every season. We have our own product line, which is ceramic coating, tire shine, interior shine, glass cleaner. It's locally made, plant-based product where we sell on Amazon, 7-Elevens. We are recently in the talks with NASCAR as well.
Okay.
We have our own courses where we teach people how to wrap,
Right.
PPF tint. We also have a category of our own vinyl and PPF, which we
Okay.
sell to other shops, and we sell worldwide. This would be one of the products here. This is a Wraptors premium film. It's a PPF product. Yeah, so we're in a lot of categories.
So let's talk about let's say if somebody who is just opening a wrapping business, car wrapping business, what are the equipments do they need in order to get started?
Somebody that's opening a wrap business, it's very minimum investment. You just obviously need a heat gun, alcohol, a towel, and a squeegee, right?
Okay.
And it's pretty much that's all you need, and obviously skills to know how to wrap.
Yeah, because it's very interesting because when we were talking earlier inside, I was looking at the other cars being wrapped. One should also know how to take out the parts.
Yeah, disassembly is a big factor in this industry. If you don't know how to take apart cars, your quality of work is not going to be there, right? And if you don't know how to take it apart properly, you're going to get yourself in a lawsuit because you're going to break glass, you're going to break
Right.
panels, you're going to break, all type of stuff in the car.
So basically, one has to be very careful about getting into this
Because you're
business.
playing with
from the
somebody's investment, right? You're playing with a $100,000 car. And, these days, all the cars are over 100,000, right? So you are playing with someone's toy, someone's investment, someone's bread and butter. This is all they know. So you have to know how to disassemble. You have to know how to cut, because if you don't cut correctly, you will cut the paint. Then you're gonna have to repaint the whole car. So there's a lot of challenges that can come along the way with that. It's not as easy as it seems.
Stas, tell me a difference between what is a PPF and what is a wrap.
Yeah, a wrap, it's a lot thinner protection. It's more of aesthetics. A PPF, a paint protection film, is a lot thicker. It's used to protect your front end from the stone chip, from scratches. It's a self-healing product, so it's a lot more expensive, right? And we talked about earlier before the podcast where the industry is shifting away from the color change wraps to a color change PPF, which the price is significantly different from $3,000 wrap to $7,000 PPF.
So let's say a normal Honda City or any Ford Everest or something. How much does that cost for a wrap?
What kind of car are you talking about? What the hell is a Ford Everest?
Ford
Give me a Cybertruck. Give me a C-Class Mercedes or BMW X5.
So I think people who are having these everyday cars, they shouldn't even think about wrapping.
Because how would you know what the hell they are? I would have to Google them.
But I see a lot of people with everyday cars also spending
like Toyotas, Teslas, those are number one clients. Why? Because they want to protect their investment, right? So when they buy a car, the front end from the stone chips, from debris and scratches has to be protected.
Inside you're laughing like, what is this guy asking me? What kind of a question? Like, who would want to get an everyday car wrapped?
That's it. Yeah. But again, people do it, and the budget is a lot more, right? Like our wraps start at $4,500, right? So you have to have a big budget to spend, right? You have to have a second car to drive around for 3 days while your car is being wrapped. So it's not as easy for every day for someone that works 9 to 5.
Right. So let's say if somebody wants to have a choice between a wrap and a PPF, what is the price difference then?
A wrap would start, it depends on the wrap shops, but let's say it starts about $3,000 for some shops. The PPF would be about $7,500.
$7,500.
Yeah.
And what is the main difference between the both?
Again, the price, the application, the price of the product, the application of the product. The warranties for one is 5 years, which is a wrap, 12 years of the PPF. So there's the few challenges that come along the way with choosing the product.
And you have to be very particular in doing PPF because not everybody can do it, right?
No, not true. PPF is actually, you don't need a lot of disassembly. PPF has a software where you do pre-cuts.
Okay.
Right. So PPF, you have a software that you work with. You pre-cut everything. You use the water and soap. You put it on the car, and that's pretty much it. A lot of times customers want the full coverage, so that's what the disassembly comes.
Okay.
Right.
So when we are going for a wrap or let's say PPF, is it usually that it depends on the car that you're wrapping, the cost is going to be higher, or is it the quality of the wrap itself?
No, not necessarily. Obviously the difference, like for example, Teslas, you don't need to take a lot of things off, right? It's a lot easier to wrap. So the price, and there's so many of them. Right, so you can drop the price lower, and because it's going to take you 1 day to do complete the job. But something that comes in with like let's say Grand Cherokee, right? Perfect car, is American car. To take a door handle on the car to wrap it properly, PPF properly, you need to take off the glass. To take off the glass, there's like 75 screws, right? Wow. You have to take everything off. Right, so the reliability is there, right? Putting the glass back, make sure alignment is proper, so the noise is not coming in when you're driving the car after. Plays a big difference. So the price would go up, right? Okay. Jeep Wranglers, right? Those vehicles, when they open, they're made for off-roading. Yeah. So the hinges, to wrap those hinges, to paint those hinges, is a challenging way to to cover. Yeah. And it takes a lot more labor. Yeah. So.
And same would be with the supercars as well because of the
No,
edges.
Not necessarily. No, supercars. I mean, we see so many of them, and we wrap so many of them before. The price very similar to Tesla. Yeah, it wouldn't be
Okay,
it wouldn't be a
that's-
price difference. Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I thought that supercars would be a little more challenging just
No.
because of the curves
No,
and
not necessarily. No.
Not
So I mean,
necessarily.
obviously, the newer models, Lamborghinis and McLarens, a lot more challenging. But again, the price would vary about $3,800 to $4,800.
And on an average, like how much people spend on wraps on an average?
A
you see
full
the
package like painting the rims, calipers, window tint, ceramic coating, and the wrap. That would be a full package for you. Chrome delete, meaning deleting the badges or painting the badges black. Trims, would be about $4,800 to $5,500.
Okay, $48 to $5,500. What is the most expensive wrap that you have done ever?
That's a good question. Most expensive wrap or car?
Wrap, and then my next question was car.
Most expensive wrap would be a product by Nosotech. Those colors are very, very expensive. And matter of fact, that product that we wrapped the most expensive car in. So it's like, yes.
It has to be.
So it was an Aventador Liberty Walk white body. It was about $1 million car. It just recently got sold. So there was wrapped in a Nosotech multicolor type of wrap. If you go on our page, you'll see it. It's there.
How much was that for?
The wrap?
Yeah.
The wrap is about $12,500.
Oh wow.
But again, the factor is because the wrap is very expensive, the application is very, very, very difficult, and the third thing is the car had a white body, so those plastic pieces needed to be pried, painted, and then wrapped, and there's so many of them, and it's very difficult to put the whole car together afterwards, make sure the fit is correct.
Yeah. Man, your marketing is super solid. I must say, yours, your teams, everybody is like doing such an amazing job on marketing. I want to ask you that, how much money do you spend on marketing and how do you approach marketing? Because you are a sales and a marketing guy, this is what I know.
Yes.
So how did you get
marketing, I put about 60% of my revenue back into marketing, right?
Oh,
so
wow,
I
that's
put
pretty-
more than half back into, because I know I'm gonna get the food back, right? In many ways. So I had a situation even very similar. Recently, my location in Florida called. He said it was slow. There's only so much money to play with. I said put 90% back into marketing, and then it got booked up for the next 4 months, right?
And when you say putting back into marketing, like what all avenues do you do? Is it a content or is it ads?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously your team behind the cameras, your Facebook ads, your TikTok ads, your content creations, all type of that.
Everything.
I'm not gonna give you the whole sauce.
I was expecting something more.
That one you gotta subscribe to my channel. You gotta subscribe to my pay-per-view, whatever the case is, and I'll teach you all that. I ain't gonna give you that out.
You
Are
also
crazy?
You also have an academy where you teach
We
all
do.
of these things.
There you go. Sign up. I'll teach you. Behind the scenes, I'll tell you everything. Those them there will not doing this. No today. No sir.
So what do you teach in that
Academy.
course?
I mean, there's a Wraptors Academy. We teach how to wrap. There's academy for tinting. There's academy for PPF. There's academy for marketing and advertising and how to shoot correctly behind the camera. And then my personal. I teach you about life skills. I teach you about branding. I teach you about open up shops and boutiques and stores and how to market correctly, how to advertise correctly, how to have a right mindset, and how to keep pushing through the storms.
And I think especially when we are talking about marketing and you teaching all of these things,
Yes.
I remember when I got my car wrapped, and I was telling you earlier also that it was so difficult.
I don't want to know. I don't want to hear.
It was
Because
so
it wasn't done by Raptors. Hello?
it was
The
not done
interview's
by
over.
Raptors. It wasn't because you guys didn't give me time.
Hello, I'm sorry.
It was 3 weeks
It was,
of
eh?
waiting,
Yeah,
and I wanted to get
unfortunately.
it done as
Yes,
quickly
I'm
as
sorry.
possible. But like I approached them, and even I approached you on DMs, and I believe most of the people come to you on DMs as well. Right?
Unfortunately, now again, because we grew so fast and so much, we don't even take care of our Instagram DMs, right?
Yeah.
Social media guys behind the scenes, they'll filter and they'll watch what needs to be approached, but a lot of times it will be like a AI response. Right, so we plugged in the AI and she responds on that, and she talks to customers. Actually, matter of fact, today I woke up and I was, let me go through my DMs in my Wraptors page,
Yeah.
and it's like F you, stop messaging. F you, I want to talk to a person. F you, stop. And it's like, I'm sorry you feel this way. Why are you so hostile? It's like, F you, just don't message me anymore. Call me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it does get annoying, obviously, with the AI, and we're still training it how to talk correctly and respond correctly. But there are times where customers get very upset.
Yeah. So tell me about how many locations do you have right now?
Right now, I believe we have 14, 15, 16, something that's 14, I believe. Yeah.
And you also have a franchisee model, right?
Yeah. So a lot of
that
my
work?
locations are independently owned now by the licensees. So we sell the locations. We build out the whole unit for them. The whole structure, employees, training, the whole operational aspect, marketing behind the scenes, hands-on, how to sell, how to market. So we build a unit for them, and a lot of locations are built and owned by me. So I manage a lot of my own locations as well.
And is that all? Most of the businesses are in Canada or they're abroad?
Yeah,
as
so
well?
now, a lot of locations are in Canada. We just had a last location. We're supposed to open one in Vancouver, and maybe Nova Scotia. And then other locations are in Florida, Orlando, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. And then we got locations, obviously, South Africa, Cape Town. And we're working on all the location in Dubai.
Dubai?
Yeah, Dubai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's going to be our next...
Dubai is going to be a huge market
I hope
for you.
I hope so. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of people say that, and God willing, we'll be there very shortly. A lot of opportunities are getting put into place recently, and I just have to take myself and fly over there and really start going hard.
Have you been to Dubai before?
No, I haven't. Unfortunately, no, not yet. So I feel like when I land, I'm gonna smell.
You're going to love it.
Yes, right.
Based on your personality.
Yes, amazing.
I know you're
Thank
going to
you.
love it.
Yeah, I hope so. So I feel like I'll smell the money, I'll smell the opportunities, I'll rub shoulders with the right people,
Yeah.
and I think we'll take off there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna live there, but
Yeah, same with me. I've
right?
never thought of.
No?
I don't think so. I can live over there.
That's interesting. Yeah.
But it's good to make money.
Yes.
It's that
Got
kind
it.
of a vibe
Yeah.
over there. And maybe if I was a little younger, I would have stayed for like 10 years or
Okay.
something and then come
Yeah,
back. But it has a different kind of a vibe.
It does, right? Listen, and you're an entrepreneur as well. Being around success,
Yeah.
you rub success off yourself, right? So, and you rub shoulders with the right people. Now you level up a lot faster, right? So being in a position like Dubai, I feel like it puts you in a higher platform a lot quicker.
Yeah, Dubai is. I never thought that you were thinking about Dubai, but I had in my mind like your kind of a business would work very well in Dubai. Dubai is all supercar market.
Right. Yes.
Every other person is having a supercar.
Crazy. Yeah, definitely got to check it out.
Yeah.
That's going to be. But again, we've been in the works. We've been planting the seeds there. Mentally, spiritually, physically, financially. So we'll be there soon.
I hope soon enough
Thank
that
you.
happens, brother.
Thank you so much.
And how's South Africa market? for
So
you?
South Africa, is a different market. I love it. I enjoy the people over there. I enjoy being there. The business really took off. Right. Shout out to my partner, Von Repsold and his family and the kids. So it really opened up my eyes to the world.
Yeah.
Right. Saying like, oh shit, there's more to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's really funny that, it's such a great business and not many people know about it and they're not even doing. Before, a lot of people used to think that, if you're getting into car business, there's either you open a auto repair shop or mechanic shop or, some other shop. It's something else, or maybe a car business like a dealership or like a second-hand cars.
Yeah.
But this is a very good business for anyone to get into.
Yes.
Do you yourself know how to wrap cars though?
No. Unfortunately, no, I don't wrap cars. I never wrapped any cars, and I see what involved in it, and I understand it now.
Right.
Before I used to push guys, just go, because I thought it was so easy. Now I understand what's really involved in it, and then you can see the difference in the wrappers, where there's a fast wrapper, there's a slow wrapper, and there's a medium wrapper, and you can understand the results after of their art, how it comes out. You can understand, okay, so the slower one, it doesn't produce as much, it doesn't give you the income that you need, but the quality never coming back. The fast one, has the potential to be amazing, but he skips certain steps, right? So certain things you need to oversee, right? And then the medium guy, he's in between, so you kind of understand that. But yeah, definitely a fun business, definitely something exciting every time, and like you said, the traditional thinking of automotive business is different now. It's fun.
very
Like you can see, customizing the wheels and doing funky colors and having podcasts about it.
Yeah.
Like who thought talking about something like that would be exciting, and
Seriously.
yeah, right. And the business grew, it became a lifestyle. Now every vehicle that leaves the facility, it's like it's almost like an art piece, represents the hustle, the hard work, the fashion, the statement. So it gives you like a whole package in one, right? So it's nice to see. And being in like Florida and driving around, or going to like Target and stopping on a parking lot and you see a Wraptors license plate, right? It's phenomenal, right? I had somebody yesterday show me a video of them in Atlanta, and there's a Wraptors license plate. Right now, people come here just to buy the license plates. They don't even wrap the cars, right? So it became like a cool little, like a trophy almost to have on your car, which is to me that's an incredible feeling, and I love
What
that.
is the Raptors license plate?
Wraptors license plate it says Wraptors, and it says we just move different, or dare to be different.
Oh,
Yeah, right. So to me, that's like a.
you're building culture, man.
Right, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Culture, lifestyle. That's right.
Culture,
I love
lifestyle.
that, right? So 8-9 years deep in this business, we've seen a lot of ups and downs. We went through hell and back multiple times, and I've experienced everything in this business. And when you sit back and you actually analyze and look at this sign, and you say, "Oh man, this is you built something great."
Yeah, a lot of people think that it must have come easy just because you were good in front of the camera and everything sounds and looks very easy. They don't know that the kind of struggles that might have gone into
there's
building.
there's definitely work ethics is involved, the structures involved, and a lot of patience and a lot of dedication to it. I mean, we lost friends, we lost friendships, we lost lots of money, we lost time with family and friends, dedicating everything to that name, right? But the name, the fruits of that labor presented itself, right? So you get to value that. You say, you know what? You get to showcase that as well, right? So it's a beautiful feeling. And being across the world, and seeing the Wraptors name everywhere.
Have you ever thought of going to India and starting?
You know what? I had requests, man. You know what? I think that's gonna be the next move. I swear to God. Yeah.
I think
right?
so. It will work.
Yeah,
very
and
well
I
for
love
India as well.
my
India's
Indian
work-
community, my
Yeah,
Pakistani community. Like it's an unbelievable culture, especially us being in Mississauga, Brampton. We see that a lot, and your people accepted us with like open arms, and really welcomed us into this culture, right? Like incredible. Yeah, I think that could be it.
India
Yeah,
is a growing market.
it is, right?
It is. And India has, I think, the second largest number of billionaires in the world.
Oh, wow.
Second or third largest.
Sheesh.
Yeah. They're
But what I was told by a lot of my employees are Indians and Pakistani, but they were saying that it's illegal to wrap cars there.
illegal.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a fact or not. Yeah, because they say
I think the tinting is illegal.
Okay.
But I don't think so. It's
No,
illegal
right?
to wrap the car.
Because they're saying like the documents, attaining the documents after you wrap a car, like with the color shift is very difficult. So I'm not
That
sure
could
that
be
could be it,
something.
right? So that's why they say they wrap a lot of motorcycles. Same thing in Brazil. I was told like a lot of motorcycles get wrapped because to get the paperwork to switch the color of the car is very difficult.
Yeah, that could be the
Could be the
that could be the thing.
Could be the
But
issue.
I think India is growing, but I
Right.
think there is a possibility because I've seen wrapped
Where
cars.
would you think? Where?
Mumbai,
Yeah.
or Bangalore.
Oh, far.
Mumbai or
I
Bangalore
gotta
is the
go. I gotta
obvious.
go visit.
Yeah, Mumbai definitely.
Can we have multiple wives there in India? No.
No.
No. That's the most country.
That's the other part of the world.
All right, that's okay. All right, we'll stick to one then. But I'll go visit regardless.
Brother, so what? Okay, we're pretty much towards the end. What is the best advice that you have got in your life?
Best advice that relates to me nowadays is give yourself to God. Pray, but go get it, right? Because he'll open up the doors for you, but he's not gonna get it for you. So go and get it. Focus on the goal. but enjoy your destination as well, right? Enjoy the process, because a lot of times we're so in a rush to get to that trophy, we miss the actual being present here and enjoying the building the process, spending time with friends, talking, right? I think you have to balance, but unfortunately it's not that easy, right? Balancing work life and business life, business life and wife and kids and family and friends. At a building stage, it's almost impossible. You have to give something to get something, right? And then just being focused and dedicated, being consistent at your craft, and being known for what you value, right? What you stand for and what you really believe in. Listen to your heart. Your intuitions will guide you in the right direction. And I think those will be like my key points that I recently really got close to, and I really follow that now.
When did you had this realization?
As you mature, as you get older, right, a lot of things start changing for you, spending time with your family, spending time with the right friends, having the right friends. A lot of pain that had happened through last couple of years, a lot of suffering and a lot of losses of financials and a lot of losses of just close friends around me, where I realized, oh shit, okay, where is this all taking you, right? So I think that's where that came from. And being recognized for our craft, I also realized being consistent, good at something, and being passionate about something, and being ethical when you do business is very important as well. And we talked about this earlier, where Wraptors, we don't sell, we consult. We do consultations. We don't need the business. We're good where we at, but we want to make sure you get what you pay for. Right.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
People can find me on TikTok, Mr. Wraptors. People can find me on Instagram, Mr. Wraptors, YouTube, Instagram, Google. People can find me at 1081 Myerside Drive. Unit 1 and 2.
And probably do a podcast just something like this.
Right? This is crazy, right? This is the first time. But again, that shows you how, you pivot.
Yeah.
It happens. Okay, lights out. It's hot.
Yeah.
The podcast is way too hot. We got to get out of the kitchen. We got to go outside.
Yeah.
The sun is out. The lights are out. We got 6 camera guys here.
Shout out to these guys.
Yes.
I mean, since 8 a.m. they've been working so hard to make this right for both of us.
Yes.
So thank you guys.
And thank you for having me, man. It was a pleasure. It was an honor.
Same here, brother. I'm really glad to know you.
Thank you.
As a person who you
we'll
are.
We'll go
because
get lunch and breakfast for sure.
Definitely.
Just before, actually, Abel knows. Just before I brought the Lamborghini out, we'll do a shot after. I just hit it in the wall. I just crashed the car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right there. I just broke the look. See the back of the car. I just hit the wall. Backing it out.
On the bumper.
Bumper, spoiler, and the
shit.
tailgate, just for you. That's it. But again,
You can keep my car. That's okay. This was like.
Thank you. But yes,
But thank you, brother.
Appreciate you so much.
Appreciate
man. Thank
you.
you guys.
Take
All
care.
right, I'll see you soon. Come inside. So this is our 16th location. This is our Mississauga. This is our head office. The little reception area. All right, we got our own product line here. This is what I talked to you about. So this has recently been launched all over Canada. Tire shine, ceramic coating, interior shine. So a lot of cool, all organic, all natural.
You sell these as well?
Yes, and we produce them. Yeah, this is our management office here. Yeah, this is my office here. This is where the big money gets happen. These are all the gifts I get from different clients.
Wow.
Justin Bieber gift, Drake, Ronaldinho, Limp Bizkit, Diego Snow, Max Jamali. These are all my locations, like my little trophies. I'm missing a couple. But yeah, so this is, I wanted to create like a man cave where it means business.
It looks like a man cave.
Right? nice and clean, yes.
Nice and clean, yeah.
I'll show you. Yeah. Then we go into our accounting office here. This is where, the money gets moved around. So it used to be our production office with designer office. And then we go into...
There's a lot of black theme in
Yes,
your building.
we changed this year everything to black. And then this is our production. So this is where all the commercial prints get done, right? So as you can see, the wall behind you, this is we're getting. It's like don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Yeah. These are we're doing a production for Kenneth Morgan, so like little grasses. So
Like
this is where like
somebody who wants branding on their
that's right.
vehicles.
That's
Okay,
right.
nice.
So a lot of commercial.
So everything is
fleets.
in-house, like printing and everything.
Everything's in house. That's right. Come, I'll show you more. This was done by a local artist. My wife. This is like a little tunnel. If you're looking from a different angle. Yeah. So this is the entryway, and then we go into the second room here, and this is our VIP lounge area. Our media marketing office is right there. We have a full-time media.
That is where you get 90 million views.
That's right. That's where we happen now. This is our fashion line. So we drop a clothing line every season. Loyalty over royalty edition. We got all type of stuff.
Am I getting something out of it?
Of course, anything you like, I got you. That's a guarantee. Toronto Star voted as the best rap car in the industry. Local heroes, Global Mail articles, so a lot of cool stuff. This is our little art room. So obviously my brother Diego Snow does a lot of art. This was a gift on my birthday by an artist. This was another art piece done as a gift. And then we take you to our kitchen. We call it the Mama's Kitchen.
Mama's Kitchen.
Mama's Kitchen.
That's a pretty good name.
So this here is our podcast room.
Okay.
All right, so this is where you can, kind of hang out and watch the guys work.
Nice.
And then this is where the production happens. So
I might have to shift my studio to your place now.
let's do it. I'm
might
more than
have
happy to do that. But yeah, take a look. I'll show you around. So the Rolls Royce, custom interior being done, a full wrap. We call this the Kim Kardashian look. Means everything's one color, one tone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got a Lamborghini right here being wrapped from green to blue.
Okay, so you do exteriors as well as interiors as well?
Interiors, that's right.
I didn't know
that's
about
right.
that.
Yes. We recently got into it. But yeah, this is different. This is different.
This is a different beast altogether?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
So this is it. As you can see, the little touches of pink inside,
Ooh,
right?
this
Pink
is-
on the logos, pink on the rims.
Tiny, minute details.
Right. There's
What's happening there?
Let me, matter of fact, show you how the wrap is working. Okay, so this here is our Wraptors premium film. As I mentioned before, we started producing our own film. So Avi here is, working on this project after hours just to kind of make sure it's complete. As you guys can see, the finish, there's no orange peel. It's a very, very clean install. So, he's tucking it in, as you can see, right? Using a little bit of a heat. All right, and then just going in and does his magic.
And is it easy to tear it off? Remove it or not?
No. Depends on what film. Usually, if it sits for over 4 or 5 years, it is difficult. But when it comes down to like a 2-3 year period, very simple to come off. This is a BRZ, yes. But as you guys can see, take a look at the corners, right? The corners are very, very tight, very neat. It looks like paint. Everything's tucked in very, very clean inside.
It looks
Everything's
like,
cut. You can't tell, right? Exactly. Right? You can't.
You can't even make it out that it's a wrap.
No.
Like earlier, I used to think people used to paint. This is what I thought about.
Right.
But it's a very.
No, it's an amazing industry. It's a lot of fun. It's it's a lot. It's innovating every year. Something else is coming out. Different films are coming out. Back in the day, we used to wrap gloss black, and it would have orange feel, look plasticky. Right now, you can wrap gloss black. It looks like paint. Better than paint. It's so clear. You can see your reflection from it.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. So it's cool. This was an accident. Right. A customer came from a body shop. So now we're gonna rewrap it.
Okay.
And then she's back on the road. This is a commercial project. This is also a commercial project. So couple things here, but nothing too crazy.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. And if you're not subscribed yet, then click right now and subscribe, because every week I'm going to post a video or a podcast, and it is going to be about marketing, content creation, and business. And if you want to check out some other videos and interviews, then here are some of my recommendations for you.